Welcome back, all my 40k fanatics out there. We're bringing you another Warhammer 40k battle report. Hopefully you guys got to check out my video that I played with Brian. And as I said in that one, right now we are practicing for Bedlam at the Burg. And Lane actually will be going with me to Bedlam at the Burg. So we're hoping to have a good showing with your Votann, and for me, the Canoptek Harvest of the Necrons.
I'm hoping not to run into each other until the last round, until round 5.
Definitely. It always sucks when you have to play against somebody that you travel to a tournament with. It happens, but definitely our hopes are, if we were to get to each other around 5, that's when we get to end out the weekend, and that's not always a bad thing. So today, we will be playing mission number 2 from day 1, mission 2 from the GT pack. We went and got the GT pack offline, seeing what missions they're planning on playing, and we're starting to run through them all. And this is going to be the mission that we're running today, which is Death and Zeal. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. And before we get over to our armies, guys, as always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do. Like, share, comment down below, and turn on that bell for notification to get notified on more content such as this one. I think I covered all the bases. Lane, let's talk about your Votann and what you're bringing again today.
Let's do it. All right, guys. If you have watched any of the past battle reports, there's not much new here. I'm running the same list because it's been working really well for me. So I'm going to keep going with it until it fails me. But this is what I plan to take to the GT in Pittsburgh in about a month. So this is a Leagues of Votann army. I am Ymir Conglomerate. That means that everything gets a 5-up involved unless it has a 2-up armor save. Then the 2-up armor save stuff gets a 4-up involved. Gives all my guns an extra 4 inches of range, and then anytime I shoot something that's within half range and it has a judgment token on it, I get extra AP. My HQs, I have a call that has been upgraded to the high call, and she has the warlord trait Experienced Eye. This just means that she can give out 2 judgment tokens in her command phase. They have to be to 2 different units, but she can tag 2 different things that she can see. And as an upgraded high call, she can also give 1 core unit full rerolls for the entire battle round, kind of like a Space Marine Chapter Master. Now, my second HQ is the Brokir Forge Master. This is an upgraded Iron Master, and his warlord trait is Master Armorer. So what this does for him is that whenever he heals a vehicle, it's actually for flat 4, 3 for him, plus 1 if he's got any of his companions with him. And then once per battle round, he can 0 out a failed armor save for a vehicle that's within 6 inches of his unit. My compulsory battlefield roll for Arcs of Omen is Fast Attack. So I have 3 squads of 6 Pioneer jet bikes. That's a total of 18 of the Hernkin Pioneer jet bikes. So these squads, they have a 12-inch pregame move, 12-inch regular move. They fly. They are OBSEC. Each squad has 2 of the rotary cannons in it, so the whole squad puts out 48 shots, a combination of AP1, AP2, some 2 damage, some 1 damage. They've got a comms device, so they always reroll 1s as long as they're within 24 inches of the call. They have a scanner that lets them ignore light cover, and they've got a searchlight that lets them ignore dense cover. My elites, I have 1 5-man squad of the Einhir Hearthguard. These are the baby Terminators. They got 2 different guns. One is a 3-shot Vulcanite pistol that fires 3 shots, and each 6 to hit is a mortal instead of the regular damage. And then they also have a grenade launcher on their shoulder that fires D6 strength 4 AP 1 shots. And they're all right in close combat. They've got 3 attacks apiece, strength 6, AP 3, 1 damage. Now, this unit has a relic on it. It's the Warp Strike Teleport Crest. This means they can teleport once per game for free. Just pick them up and drop them down in the same movement phase more than 9 inches from an enemy model. It also means that they have a 12-inch deep strike deny bubble, and they can move through models and terrain as if they could fly. My other elite choice is a 5-man squad of the Berserkers. With their sweep attacks, they get 6 attacks each, strength 5, AP 3, 1 damage, and so there's 32 swings for that squad there. Usually I go with the sweep attack because it's fun to roll lots of dice. And then I've got 2 of the Hecaton land fortresses. Bolt cannons all around, so each one gets 12 bolt cannon shots. Strength 6, AP 2, 2 damage. They've got an auto cannon on the back. One has the SP conversion beamer with the strat for Ymir that can kick out some mortals in addition to being a beam weapon that can cut across multiple units. And the other one has the heavy Magna Rail, which is one shot, strength 14, AP 4, 6 plus 2d3 damage, ignores invulns. That's it. DJ, what did you bring today?
Well, Lane, today I brought the best there is, the best there was, and the best that ever will be. You know, we got the tag team champions of the world showing up in this Novak Dynasty list. Yes, I am running the Canoptek Harvest that is of the Novak Dynasty, giving me +1 to my charges, as well as additional AP1 when I get charged of Heroic Intervention. And with the Protocols of the Hungry Void in effect for the entire game, I will get an additional AP1 whenever I get charged Heroic, as well as, get +1 Strength, as well as an additional AP1 when I roll a 6 to wound. With that being said, I'm going to run over the list here real quick. If there's any questions, please leave a comment down below. I've talked about this list quite a few times, so I just want to move through it quickly so we can get over to the game. So starting off with the headquarters section, we have a Overlord with the Pharaon ability, so he can do 2 My Will Be Dones, and he's also going to be packing a Resurrection Orb. My true Warlord of the army is going to be my Technomancer. He is the failsafe overcharger to give 1 Canoptek unit +1 attack, and if that unit is a monster or vehicle, he'll give them +D3 attacks. He also has +3 inch range to all of his auras, and has the Veil of Darkness. Finishing my HQs off, I have 2 Chronomancers. These 2 Chronomancers both have Aeon Staves, and are able to give off the 5-up invuln to a unit during the command phase. My compulsory choice is going to be fast attack, and we'll start that off with my 2 squads of Wraiths. I have a 4-man squad equipped with Whip Coils, and the other 5-man squad is going to be equipped with Vicious Claws. My other fast attack units are going to be 2 squads of Scarabs. Both are 9-man strong, and both are just stock because they don't have any other options. Out of the Scarabs, we'll move over to the Elites. I have 1 3-man squad of Canoptek Tomb Spiders. These guys will have a Gloom Prism to be able to deny the Witch, which will not matter into Votann. But they do have the Particle Beamer, which means that the squad will have 36 shots whenever I choose to shoot them. And they're pretty efficient output. Finishing off my headquarters, now we'll talk about them. The men, the myth, the legends, the star gods themselves, the tag team champions of the Catan of the Nightbringer and the Catan of the Void Dragon. Not much to say about these guys. They're big, they're mean, and they turn fields red. The Void Dragon will start off with the Sky of Falling Stars, and the Nightbringer has Antimatter Meteor, and both of them will have their generic Catan powers. And last but certainly not least, 19 Necron Warriors. These guys are the only objective secured that I actually am bringing in this list. They will have the Gauze Reaper, so that I get a little bit more momentum in case I need to advance these guys. They're really playing my objective game hard, and I really, really love how everything they've been able to do since I put them in this list.
Today we're playing mission number 32, Death and Zeal, out of the Arcs of Omen Grand Tournament Strike Force missions. This is a 5-objective mission, deployment from the quarters, and then hold 1, hold 2, hold more. It is a sticky objective mission for OBSEC units, so if you hold something through your command phase with an OBSEC unit, you can move off of it and still control it. And then the secondary, or the tertiary, the bonus primary, basically there's 2 objectives. If you do one of them, you get 2 points. If you do both of them, you get 3. Those 2 objectives are either control every objective marker or take an objective marker you did not control at the start of your turn. And then the other is to destroy an enemy unit that is within range of an objective marker.
All right. So if anyone doesn't know, I am a diehard wrestling nerd as well. So my whole best there is, best there was, best there ever will be reference is to the legendary Bret the Hitman Hart. And that's why I keep throwing the tag team champs. It's nonstop. I'm always making, especially during GT season and getting ready for a tournament, I always love to do a little bit of smack talk with WWE, WWF, any type of wrestling stuff.
Sure.
So that's just a little fun little fact about why I'm throwing that out there, because someone probably heard that, doesn't know, and goes, but Necrons have a 44% win rate. How are they the best? No. It's just me just trying to have fun and throw it out there, just so everyone knows. But I've talked enough. We've talked enough. Only one thing left to do, sir, and that's determine who's going to deploy first and second, as we always do here. Odd or even, my friend?
Even.
Oh, and that is a 4, so that is even, and that means you will have me deploy first?
That's correct.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's do this. And we are deployed. So, for the Necrons, for the most part, I'm pretty defensive. I'm staying off my home field objective so that if I'm not able to get over across the field onto another one, I can still score the tertiary for my army and be able to score that one off my home field objective. Doesn't hurt me not being on it, and this is the only mission that's actually good to not be on your home field objective. I've got the C'tans out. With Votann, he's only able to do so many phases that he's able to do damage to me, one being the shooting phase, and it's really, I'm not going to be able to prevent that. So I want to at least get the C'tan in a position where they can threaten across the field. The secondaries I'm going to be playing on this army today are the Necron Special 3 that I usually run, Purge the Vermin, Treasure of Aeons, and Ancient Machinery, with my Treasure of Aeon choices only being able to be objective markers 2, 6, and 1, as are the only objective markers outside of anyone's deployment zone. So that's it for the Necron side of things. Nothing is in reserve. Everything is on the board. Let's go over to the Votann. Lane, talk to me about what you're doing today.
We're ready to go. We're ready to roll out and maybe put a couple 3 wounds on each of the C'tan. That's about it. As a reminder, the Pioneers do have a 12-inch pregame move. My Berserks are inside this Hecatomb with the SP Conversion Beamer. And then, again, I didn't put anything in reserves either. We're just going to get out there and hopefully start killing things.
All right. So, Lane, how would
my secondaries
yes.
are No Prisoners, Assassinate. He's got 6 characters. I know I'm going to have to kill at least the C'tans. The other ones are probably going to hide from me, but I might as well get a few points for killing something that's going to be coming at me.
Right.
And then Lay Claim, which is the Votann secondary, where I give my opponent 3 objectives, and I have to control them at the end of game. So they're here, there.
Yep, over there, and then all the way back in that corner.
No, all the way back there.
That one was the nasty one. Okay, so Mr. Lane, do you wish to go first or second in this game?
Yes. I can go either way. Second is always good for me for late claim because being able to get on those at the end of game without you being able to respond is good. I'm not worried about you hitting me very hard. Your C'tans would go first. You'll throw out some mortals.
I don't have a lot of shooting. I could just do a bit of damage off them, but that's it.
Yeah. So either way, it's fine with me. I mean, I'm fine to go first or second.
Awesome. I don't have a preference, but I'd like to open up a little more and go first. I think I would like to go first for where I'm positioned, but I mean, like you said, if I go second, I can try and beat your guys away from the lay claim objectives. So let's see. I'm betting so far since I've gotten these new dice, I've yet to not tie the first roll.
All right, here we go.
Ready? Nope, not this time.
Take
All
that,
right.
sir.
Yeah, you see, it said something. So we'll be back after. Well, first, Lane, you get to do your pregame move.
Yep, pregame moves.
So we'll get that out of the way first, and then the Necron move. Real quick, Lane's pregame move. He just kind of fell back behind the walls to not lose anything to stray C'tan powers. The Sky of Falling Stars is still going to be able to hit the Pioneers, but that's inevitable. And just to make sure that I don't get any extra damage unnecessarily, especially since he's playing into the late game with a lot of kill secondaries. So
I made sure to move these guys over here, but not put them on the objective yet. So on my turn, I can jump on that objective and score the bonus primary.
Right. All right, so now we'll get over to the Necron movement phase. All right, so we're actually just moving right through the Necron turn because there wasn't very much that happened here. I did pop the Veil to bring the Necron warriors over here. Chronomancer got a good advance, so he was able to match up with them as well. So we're going to be able to keep that 5 up going over here. And zoned out with the Necron warriors so that I'm able to not lose Dude Mans, or not have his Hearthguard jump back in there and lose extra Dude Mans. C'tans move forward. There's no point in trying to hide them. And then the rest of my army just kind of shuffled a little bit. I moved the Scarabs up to the middle, and they're going to start. These guys have a 5-up invul and +1 attack. And the Scarabs, the rest of them are strung back into the building. But they're going to try and see if they can't get the Ancient Machineries over there on that center objective. It'd be real nice to get that early. As far as the C'tan powers, I actually did quite a good amount of damage with the Sky Falling Star. So I spent a command point to swap the Nightbringer's power from the Sky Falling Star, or from Antimatter Meteor over to Sky Falling Star, so I was able to do it twice. And I picked up 2 of the Hearthguard, the little mini Terminators. I picked up 1 Pioneer bike out of both squads, and the 1 Pioneer bike has a couple wounds left in the squad. So that's about it for my turn. At the end of my turn, I will score. I will not score Purge of Vermin, and I do not score Ancient Machineries because it doesn't complete yet. But I will score the 3 on Treasure of Aeons, and that will complete my turn. On to you, Lane. All right, so the Votann are making their approach. The Hecaton moves forward in the center, and he's able to draw a firing lane, pun intended.
That's my name.
At the Scarabs. He's going to try and pick some of them off, and I'm just happy I don't have to deal with the conversion beamer on those Scarabs this turn. And then looks like the rest of the Pioneers are just getting in some lines to try to, the ones over here at least, to try to put some damage on the Catans, and I'm not sure what these guys are doing over here.
No, they can also draw.
Oh, they can draw a line to the back, so you have that. But what about these guys in the center? Are they just the one staging? Okay, that's just making sure. I didn't want to misspeak about. That's what I thought. So, all right, well, let's get over to the Votann Psychic phase. Oh wait, you don't have one. I was just commenting. I don't think I've ever played against an army that Lane has run a Psyker in, so we'll have to change that soon. But let's get over to the shooting phase. All right, it's a pretty easy shooting phase. The Hecaton and the Pioneers were able to barely pick up the Scarabs and stop me from scoring the secondary. And then for the Catans, we got the Void Dragon down to 6, and the Nightbringer was actually only going down to 7, so only 2 wounds to him. And that's about it for the turn. Lane, you're scoring for the turn. You got...
Well, because you reanimated 1 of the Scarabs for your 9-man unit, after the shooting, I got 40 wounds for no prisoners.
So 4 points there.
Nothing else assassinate, nothing done there yet. And then lay claim is into game. I got 3 on the bonus primary because I took an objective I didn't have, and I killed something, a unit that was on an objective. So,
all right, now it's time for the Necrons to answer back. Alrighty, Necron movement phase is complete. I am going back at the center with my second squad of Scarabs, but this time I'm not going to Ancient Machinery over there. I'm just going to grab it for Treasure of Aeons. My Wraiths jumped out, and they're going to try and charge over here and hit these Pioneers. And my Catans are getting wild with it. Nightbringer, he's got an 8-inch charge that he'll need to hit that Hecaton, so we're going to give that a try here in the combat step. But before we get over there, we do have a Catan power phase. Void Dragon is going to try and beat up some Pioneers over there with all of his special jazz and spear and storms and things like that. And my Necron Warriors back here are going to do the Ancient Machineries because it'll complete at the end of the turn because I don't want to miss those points again. And they did not get range on anything to be able to shoot. I could have advanced with them, but even so, it would have only put like 4 or 5 in range of the Pioneers, so it really wasn't worth it. And that's about it. So we're going to get over to the Catan phase and fling some skies and make some things fall. So at the end of the shooting phase, the Void Dragon threw his spear over at the Pioneers, and the Pioneers said, hey, we're going to shoot you back. So they dropped him down a couple of wounds, and then the Void Dragon said, hey, I'm going to go make a 12 on this 10-inch charge, and he made it in. Hecaton tried to overwatch the Nightbringer.
No go.
And didn't get a single wound. Nightbringer is still at a very, very good profile moving into there. And look at the Void Dragon is down to 4 wounds. And then over here, the Wraiths had a nice easy charge. They were really close. It wasn't very much for them. And they were able to get in here on the Pioneers. So, first things first, Mr. Nightbringer. Mr. Nightbringer is going to fight this Hecaton. He has 6 attacks base. I'm just going to, well, he's not going to use a sweeping profile because I know you can zero out one of these.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd rather have the higher damage, I believe, going into this because, yeah. Otherwise, he would have his sweeping profile at 12 attacks, which are only 1 damage apiece. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the big boy attacks.
Okay.
So he's got 6 attacks coming in, hitting on 2s. Miss 1. And wounding on 3s, strength 14. So it's going to be 4
AP?
extra invuln.
He's not ignoring invulns?
He is ignoring invuln, AP 4.
AP 4. So I reduced by 1, so it's AP 3. So that gives me a 5 up. 5s! I failed them all. How much damage apiece?
So it's D6. So do you just zero out one of these dice before they're rolled then?
Yeah, I don't think I get to see the roll.
Okay, so
right?
one of these 4 I'm just going to drop in the box. So it's 3 remaining.
D6 piece. That's going to hurt.
8, 9, 10, 11.
11. So he's down to 3.
All right, it's a good start. Now, as far as the Void Dragon over there, he's got 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. And he is a strength 9, so he'll be wounding you on 3s. All right, so he's got 3 wounds on the last remaining guys. AP 4.
5 up invulns.
Okay.
Fail them all. How much damage apiece?
D6 each.
Okay, they're 1 at a time, please.
Yep, because you got 3.
Yep.
So first guy, 3.
Okay, I'm going to put that on.
Okay, and then the second one will kill.
Yep.
And then 1 more remains.
Yep.
For 3. All right, and then his tail attacks. He gets D6. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All hit. And I believe it's just his base strength profile, so he's strength 6, so wounding on 3s. So we got 3 wounds, and that's coming in at AP 2. So still invuln.
Yeah, 5. Fail them all again.
And 1 damage each. Kills the last one.
Nope.
Oh.
It's 4 wounds on the heavy weapon. 1 wound left.
Nice. All right. All right, so the Wraiths cleaned up the Pioneers very, very nicely over there to take that objective marker. The Nightbringer, as you guys saw, left the Hecaton with only 3 wounds left. Hecaton hit 3 times coming back, but failed to wound. But I just want to make note, the Hecaton did hit the Nightbringer. And same over here, Void Dragon left 1 of the Pioneers left alive. You can see him popping out right there, hanging out, being a guy.
Hello.
Left 1 little Pioneer alive over there. Is he wounded?
Yeah, he's down to 1 wound.
He's down to 1 wound? Okay. So that's going to wrap up the Necron turn. I will score a 3 on Purge the Vermin for my home air table, my deployment zone. I couldn't think of what it was called, as well as these 2 table quarters that no enemy units within. And I will score a 4 on Treasure of Aeons because I actually do hold all 3 of the treasures. And I will get a 4 for Ancient Machineries because I started it with an objective secured unit in the back. I also will score a 3 on the Mission Primary because I took an objective.
Sorry, how many points was that?
4 points. 4 points for Ancient. And I'll score 3 for the Mission Tertiary because I took this objective marker back that I didn't control at the beginning of the turn. And I eliminated a unit from holding an objective marker. Lane, you got 2 big Catan up in your face.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I love it. All right, man. Let's see how you answer this back. So, end of the Votann movement phase. Lane did fall back with the Hecaton. Didn't want to stay up there and get smacked. He did go back up to 7 wounds, though, on a repair. And the Hearthguard came out of the Hecaton, and, well, looks like he wants to get frisky with these Catan.
Well, I need to pick up one of them, and I'm obviously not going to be able to pick up the other one this turn. But I want to get him down as low as we can, because I'm going to run out of assets here really quick.
All right, and then over here, the 4 Pioneers out of this, they got the full rerolls, jump the wall to put some hurt on these Wraiths hanging out over here. So that's that. So let's get to your shooting. As Pioneers, we were successfully able to finish off and take out the Wraiths over here, and then the Nightbringer actually got popped by that one little Hearthguard guy. He popped him for 3 wounds. And Void Dragon tried hard. He almost made it through, but now he got dropped down to 1 wound. So I think his demise is coming up here real soon. But at least the Nightbringer is going to be able to run 1 more turn. So, Lane, you're about to do some charges back here. I saw you got the Berserkers out. You got the Hearthguard. So.
Yeah, the Berserkers actually came out from this one to go that way. And the Hearthguard came out from this one to go that way. So the Hearthguard are going to charge first. They just need a 5.
All right. So you need a 5.
Yep. 6.
That's a 6, and then the
Berserks need a 4. And they get with a 7.
All right. Resolving out the Votann turn. The Nightbringer gets dropped down to 2 wounds, clears 4 of the Berserks, and as you can notice through the window, the last one ran away for a morale. Over here, the Void Dragon survived. He made his saves. Well, actually, he didn't even get wounded.
No, you didn't make your saves, DJ. I failed to wound. 10 attacks, failed to get a single wound.
I'm sorry.
You did not have to make any saves.
No.
Let's make sure we're clear here.
We are very, yes, clarity is a necessity. And then he went and turned around and swung back and knocked out 2 of the Hearth Guards. So, Lane, what'd you get for scoring this turn?
Well, I got 34 wounds picked up for no prisoners, no assassination, no lay claim, and 3 on the bonus primary because I killed this unit that was on an objective and took the objective.
Awesome, awesome. All right, let's go over to the Necron turn now. So the end of the Necron movement phase, as well as doing the Catan powers, we're pushing forward. I got Lane in the Votann kind of tucked back in a corner, so now's the time to push, especially with the Catan going crazy. I used my Resurrection Orb and brought a bunch of warriors back, as well as the Technomancer healed up. So now I control this objective 6, and I will do Ancient Machineries on there with the warriors, so it completes at the end of the turn. Everyone else came rushing out. Necron warriors, the Scarabs, the Wraiths, everybody are getting ready to push in later turns. And we did the Catan powers. With the Catan powers, Void Dragon Nightbringer didn't do too hot, bringing the Hecaton from 7 back down to 5. And the Void Dragon was able to free himself up from combat, so now he's able to possibly do some work. So we will go into the actual shooting. Alrighty, so I opted to remove the Call being the only unit left in Lane's army that could actually jump. This way I don't have to worry too much about backfield and can play the more forward game. So the Nightbringer just charged in and took the Call out. He's going to end up dying next turn, but I wanted to not have anything that could jump in my backfield for the rest of the game. Scarabs made their charge on a reroll. Thank you, Canoptek Novak Dynasty +1. And they made it in there. They were able to finish off a Pioneer that had a wound left and leave a wound behind. So not too bad from them. And the Void Dragon, I did not charge with him just so that I could force Lane to have to kill him during his turn versus him potentially overwatching and removing the Void Dragon, especially with how low the Void Dragon is. I just didn't want to risk it. So for my turn, I'll score a 3 on Purge of Vermin. I score a 3 on Treasure of Aeons, and I actually did score a 4 on Ancient Machineries because I completed this center one with my objective secured unit during Lane's turn. And we're going to move to the over to the Votann turn. So with a single command point, the Pioneers fall back, so they're going to be able to shoot at the Scarabs. And Mr. Hecaton is back up now to 9 wounds. And Lane brought his Pioneers around to get that last Pioneer to get a little bit of extra damage to make sure that the Void Dragon goes away. Pretty confident that both my Catans are going to be leaving the field right now, but who knows? Maybe I'll have a couple lucky dice rolls.
Who knows?
Lane's mugging me right now for it. So we'll see how this finishes up. Lane is going to go and shoot. As anticipated, both of the Catans are dead. They didn't have much left, so I knew the Hacatons would be able to take them out. So they're both gone. What I didn't anticipate was the Warriors getting obliterated off the board this turn, so their reign of terror is done. However, because of the sticky objective rule for this mission, I will still control objective marker number 6 in the middle, technically. Over here, the Pioneers, one of them died when the Catan, the Nightbringer, blew up. And they shot back, taking 2 of these Scarabs out. So I'm going to spend a command point and heroically intervene so that with the Canoptek unit and bring them right back in and try and beat up some of these Pioneers. All right, so the Scarabs on the heroic finished 1 Pioneer off and left the other one with 2 wounds remaining. So, Lane, how does your turn score out for the end of the turn?
We need to figure out no prisoners because I killed a lot of warriors.
Yes, you did.
And then you reanimated a bunch of warriors.
Yes, I did.
And you killed some Scarabs and reanimated Scarabs. So we need to figure that one out here. But I do get 2 for the bonus primary because I did kill something that was on an objective. I didn't take an objective that I didn't have because I held that one through the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then assassinate with 6 points for the 2 Satans. That's it.
All right, so we're going to figure out these numbers, and then we're going to go to the Necron movement phase for turn 4. All right, so not very much for my turn. We're just trying to kind of taking a knee here because I think I got this one in the bag now. So the Wraiths are moving up. I'm going to try and get some work done to just tie this Hecaton up so he can't shoot across the middle and do extra damage to me or take away my objective. So the Wraiths are going to try and charge in there, and that's pretty much all we're going to do on my turn. Also, I'm hoping that the Scarabs can finish off this last Pioneer, because then I can take that at least for my Treasure of Aeons. And then back over here, the Technomancer took off running and got over to the corner. Couldn't quite get in the runes, so the spiders came out to protect him so I don't give up some extra points. This Necron Warrior that's just laying on his back there is just to mark that I got the sticky objective on that center, so I do still control the objective, even though I'm not there, because it was an objective secured unit that held it in the start of my command phase because of the reanimations. So let's get ready to charge some Wraiths. All right, so we close out the Necron turn. The Wraiths were able to pick up the, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank.
Forge Master.
The Forge Master.
The Burg here, Forge Master.
And all of his little robot buddies. And the Scarabs over here were able to pick up the last of the Pioneer on that objective. So I will score 3 for the primary, since I not only killed a unit on an objective, but I also took an objective I did not control. For Purge the Vermin now, I will actually score 4 on that one for this turn, because I have 3 quarters and my deployment zone that's empty for lanes not in those. Treasure of Aeons, I will score a 4 on as well, because I have all 3 of the middle objectives under my control. And Ancient, I won't be able to score for the rest of the game because I needed that Pioneer unit dead during his turn so I could start the action to score it at the end of the game.
Oh, they can't do it because it would start in your next command phase, and you only have one turn left. Okay.
Correct. So now we will be going to Lane's movement phase. What I did over here with the Hecaton was I charged just the Forge Master and then piled into the Hecaton. So I know that the Hecaton can absolutely obliterate the Wraiths and beat them up really good in the shooting phase. But now that means it's all he can shoot at. He can't shoot anything else, nor could he try and make a rush for a late game grab to take the center objective marker. It's going to be a little bit tougher for him to do that. So on to Lane's movement phase. All right, Lane's movement phase. The Hecaton is rushing out. I'm assuming he's going after those spiders, isn't he? Trying to put some shots onto the spiders this turn.
Yeah.
And then the Pioneer advanced to take the center objective because he didn't like the fact that I was just getting free points on that. And that's going to be it for the movement phase. So Lane's going to start some shoots. Okay, so we're moving right through the Votann turn. The Hecaton shot everything into the Wraiths, removing 3, one reanimated to come back in. And then in combat, Wraiths were able to do 3 wounds to the Hecaton. 2 wounds to the Hecaton, but nothing really special there. Over here, the Hecaton that moved out shot at the spiders, beat up 1, killed 1, and left 1 with only 2 wounds remaining. The 5-up inbone was definitely clutch over there. And that's going to finish out the turn 4 for the Votann. Do you get any more points out of this turn, Lane?
Just 9 more wounds on no prisoners. I got the bonus primary for taking that from you, the center from you.
Awesome, awesome. All right, we'll finish up with the Necron turn 5. All right, real fast Necron turn. There wasn't really much that happened here. Spiders, I rites of reanimation off the Technomancer to resurrect one of the spiders, moved in the middle, and shot the last of the Pioneers down, taking the objective back to get me a 3 on that mission tertiary. Scarabs just stayed over here. There's no reason for them to move out, give up more no prisoner points. I think you probably maxed it, but still don't really want to. And the Wraiths over here were able to smack and do another wound to the Hecaton, taking it down to 6. The Hecaton is fighting back in combat. He put another wound on the Wraiths. So to finish off the turn, I will get a 3 for Purge the Vermin, 4 for Ancient Machinery, Treasure of Aeons, a 3 on the primary, and because I'm actually stopping on Ancient Machineries, I won't be able to score that. And that is my turn 5. Lane, you have your turn 5 to finish up with. All right, so Votann turn was pretty quick. Lane moved this 1 Hecaton over here so you get one of his lay claim objectives. Was able to tag the terrain at the same time and obliterate the spiders heartily. It very, very splattered those spiders. And over here, this Hekaton shot his way out of combat by finishing off the race that he was in combat with. So that's going to end the turn. We're end the game. So let's get we'll get the tally and the final score, and be back with the post-game recap. All right, and that's the game. Final score: Necrons 91, Votann 63.
My little babies took a loss.
I owed you this one.
Yeah.
I owed you this one.
I agree. Yeah, I've had a good run with the Votann. I need to get smacked around a little bit, so I'm not feeling too big about myself.
No, that's good. It's good. I mean, I do believe you learn more from a loss than a win, and that's something you can kind of see in this. So let's start right there. What did you learn from this game?
Well, I need to make sure that I am measuring things out for possible charges. In turn one, I had some bikes up here so that they could take shots at scarabs. I did wipe the scarabs, but then I gave your wraiths an easy charge.
Oh yeah, like it was like a 6-inch charge on that.
Yeah,
I think it was I think it was 6 plus my Nobot +1. So it was just, and that was a huge.
I don't think you
turning
had to roll
point.
6. I only think you needed to roll 4 or 5.
Maybe, yeah.
And I could have easily still had shots into those scarabs and been back 3 or 4 more inches. And then I did let both of your. I didn't think both of your Satan would make their charges. There was an 8 and a 9, and I did pre-measure those, but you made both those charges.
Oh yeah.
So turn 2, you got 3 units, strong close combat units. All
that was definitely a huge turning point. Because if you looked at that, there was like a line where the line that I drew of aggression was in your deployment zone, and that was a huge coverage. I didn't expect to make the Void Dragon. I had the command points. I had the command points behind it. The Nightbringer wasn't too bad. I thought I was going to make the charge with the Nightbringer. Void Dragon was lucky. Void Dragon was a lucky dice roll on that one. I'll say that.
But that's going to happen. And like we're practicing for a GT, and I got to know that over 5 games, people are going to get lucky on some 9-10 inches charges. So I got to make sure I'm not letting them have that. Yeah. Make sure it's a solid 12 inches away. So.
Yeah. One mistake that I did make in here was when I resurrected my. When I popped the Resurrection Orb to bring the Necron Warriors back, I put them out there, and in my mind, I had already moved them.
Yeah, you forgot
to move them.
Did you need to get them any closer anywhere?
Okay, because you obliterated me, no. But had you not obliterated me, I needed to, and I was doing the math on and that stuff, I needed two to resurrect close enough so that I could go from objective marker 6, walk through the wall, get over to objective marker 3, where you had one model that was on that objective for objective secured to be able to then start HE machineries on your home field.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, but in the end, no, because you just, you just wiped them off the field that turn. So they did not survive as well into that turn. Everything else, though, I was really happy with. I didn't get as aggressive as I've done in some other games. I was able to hold it back. Like I was able to take the knee and just say, okay, this is what we're doing. Like my characters went and hid them out and just put them back and got out of the way. And my scarabs and everything, and just take the knee, take the win. Seeing where it was going, I knew in my mind. I wasn't doing the math on it, but I knew in the mind, turn after turn after turn, going 3 on this, 3 on that, 3 on this, 3 on that. It's just building up. And I knew where that was going. And then also at the same time, too, knowing that you had the lay claim for 15 at the end and your resources were diminishing, you didn't have anything to hold those. The Hekatons, I got no answer to them. I really don't.
Yeah, most people don't. You got close. You got the 1 down to 3 wounds. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, and then, one of those CTAM, one of the Catan powers just happened to roll over, because the Gaze of Death, I rolled 3 dice and I only ever did I only got 1 of those to be a 4-up, and I did that twice to the Hekaton. So had one of those flipped over the other way, boom, that's the Hekaton down. So it was a good call. It was getting close. I think I made the right call by killing your call.
Yeah, I told you not to say that.
I was saying that all throughout the stream. But I really do, because that was the last unit of yours that could teleport. Yeah. And you could have just went and hid in the backfield and hid in my corner and shut off some Purge of Vermin points, requiring me to then bring my characters out to engage you, which then your Hekatons could go, now I can see you, goodbye. So, yeah, I'm definitely happy with the results of this. So I'm happy to see that it's running. I need a couple more games. I want to run through the rest of the missions in this, but Do you have any feedback for me as far as the Necron?
No, the Invulns are real strong. I think you still the Ancient Machineries that's the action one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean you only got 2 in this game, and I think not having OBSEC units, that many OBSEC units to complete it, one turn, that can be kind of a challenge. So you just need to play around it, I guess. I would maybe move the Warriors up here and do that turn 1 instead of having them over in this corner. I don't know. But I think that might be the only little weakness I see in the list is, and it's kind of unique to me, but I can pick up a 9-man Scarab Swarm in 1 turn of shooting.
Yes.
You got the Invulns to kind of keep them alive a little bit longer, but that'd be the only thing that I would see is any kind of thing you just want to make sure you're aware of and playing into. I think in your initial movement, you even said something after your first turn. You're like, oh, maybe I should have done that differently. But I think that's the only thing you have to be careful with.
Well, I thought I should have started Ancient Machineries over in the corner first and just got it out of the way, since I knew the Warriors were going to be walking up to the middle, and I had a feeling the Warriors were going to still take in the middle. But and then even with the Scarabs, like had the Scarabs lived and completed Ancient Machineries, the Warriors still had to walk across the middle, going either into here or into your deployment zone. Either way, they're going to have to walk. So.
And do they just have to control the objective, or can there be no enemy units on it?
You have to control the objective to start it, but that's it. Then
Okay.
you just have to be within range to complete it.
Okay.
So, all right, man. Well, we made some good time today, so I think we can call it a night. I'm satisfied with the results. I'm looking forward to going into Game 3, get the next mission running, and keep bringing them. Double Catan, baby. Double Catan. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet already, please do. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.